Here is a problem we are all dealing with. We are dealing with a situation in which many, many people, they want to lead a good life. They do want to lead a good life. But there is something that is standing in their way. They want to lead a life in which they want to live the life that they are quite comfortable with and happy about. They every year they have a plan of what they would like to achieve in the coming year. And this plan is one in which they've thought about it rightly. They've thought about it. They have put things in place. They've planned it all out. But then each year they find that they are not achieving their goals. 2020 has been a very, very challenging year for many people. Most people have experienced it differently. Some people, it has been fabulous for them. They have thrived in the situation that they found themselves in. Others haven't at all. Many were prepared, but some weren't. Now, I want to talk to you about how to get on track with 2021. We're moving into 2021, and a lot of people have high hopes for 2021. And so getting back on track is the right thing to do. I'll be sharing my screen with you and walking you through something that I shared with one of my clients. In fact, I shared this with quite a lot of my clients. It's one of the things that we implement together. And I created this because I found that many people with good intentions choose to set goals. You see, I'm not using the word resolutions because a lot of the people that now work with me know that making resolutions is not well the right thing to do. And now they set themselves goals that they want to achieve, different types of goals. But I found out that the goals that they were setting, they weren't really setting it correctly. And not many people know how to set goals, real goals. They don't really know how to set that. So today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the tips and the way that I actually set goals that I achieve every single year. That no year comes to me as a surprise, really, because I am always ready and prepared. And I'll be sharing that with you. So, do you find yourself frustrated about this? Setting goals that you're not achieving year in, year out, and you're wondering something is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. You just need perhaps a little tweak here and there to help you out. And I'll be sharing that with you. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you and walking you through the templates that I used. Don't worry, you're going to get a copy of this template. Now, after I've shared the steps that you can use to grow your finances or to plan your life, I will invite you to work more with me. And I've got something special for you, especially if you stay to the end. And thank you so much for joining me. My name is Gospel Edward Filia, and I help you find clarity in your goals and dreams, helping you to achieve far much more than you could ever thought achieving if you had done it all by yourself. See me as your personal transformational coach, helping you to grow your finances and have a positive money mindset. A little bit about me. My background is actually in the pharmaceutical industry. I trained to be a pharmaceutical scientist and then went on to do a master's in which I got a scholarship to work with the Cancer Research UK, because my passion is to work with people, is to find the cure for cancer. So I worked on a particular set of group of cancerous drugs. And after doing that degree, that was my master's, I went further to do pharmacy. So I am a registered pharmacist in the UK. And with that, I am a mental health first aider. So when I integrated everything that I have learned over the years into my practice, into what I share with my clients, and I'll be sharing that with you. Now you might be like, 3 degrees? Yes, I have 3 degrees and other courses that I did to equip me to be able to serve you better. So how did I pay for all this degree? Yes, I fell into the trap of taking out a student loan. I took out a student loan when I was young and I did not know any better, but I did not want to take a student loans, but I had to, coming from not the wealthy background, and also basically my parents were not prepared at all. Yeah. And so I had to now apply for student loans. Trust me, I did everything I could not to get a student loan. I applied for over 100 scholarships. I applied for over 50 internship. There were some schemes that I thought I could get in, but back then, no, I couldn't get into that, because there were schemes in which you can work and then go to university, but I never got it. So I reluctantly took on student loans, and I made sure that I was determined to pay off the student loan. Now, in between that, there were lots of things about the student loan that I did not know about. I was not familiar with it at all. And everyone, of course, I did my research. Everyone told me that I don't need to pay off my student loans and that it would get wiped off after 30 years. I graduated in 2005 and got my first job at one of the best pharmaceutical companies in the world. And I started working there. And then I thought I need to develop my skills more. And I got a scholarship to do my master's in drug discovery. So I did that at the University of London with a scholarship with the Cancer Research UK. After that, I then worked in London. I worked in London in a pharmaceutical company, and then decided to work for a university. And then I found that it was my opportunity to be a pharmacist, and I took that on. Now, I had already had a student loan. So in the rule in the UK, when you've applied for a student loan for your first degree, you cannot apply for another loan. So I had to cough up over £20,000 for my pharmacy degree. How was I going to do that? I had planned the work that I was doing, everything that I was doing. I was saving a lot of my money because I had a goal to be a pharmacist. Now, I was fortunate in that when I chose to start paying off my student loans, in 2006, I started to do a lot of things. And I'll be sharing some of the things that I did with you. So let's get on with today's show. Okay, so now let's look at this. Vision 2020 and beyond. This is seeing things in a different way. That is why I chose to name it Vision 2020 and beyond. Now, Vision 2020 and beyond, that verse is one of my favorites. Write the vision and make it plain on tablet. So our tablet is our notebook, right? That he may run who reads it. Habakkuk 2:2 from the King James Version. I love this verse because it clearly states that your vision, your goals, your dreams should be written in writing. Note them down. Now, this notebook is where I put a lot of my ideas, my dreams, my goals in this notebook. I've got quite a few of the notebooks and I write that down. So our focus for Vision 2020 and beyond is for us to write down our goals. And the way we're going to do this is I'm going to be talking about 3 frameworks. You think about your desired future, your key results, and your monthly and quarterly goals. I recommend that you do this, you set goals on specific areas of your life. Don't go too crazy setting loads of goals. I'll walk you through how to do that. And it should be a SMARTY goal. That is what your goal should be, a SMARTY goal. Now, your goal should be specific. We all know that. It should be measurable. It should be achievable. It should be realistic. Now, this R part, sometimes I teach on the SMART goals and sometimes I teach on the SMART goals. With the SMART goals, your goal should be realistic. Your goal should be time bound and it should be your goals. You've heard this all before, the SMART goals, but I want to teach you about the SMARTY goals and I'll be injecting some of the SMART goals into it. With the SMART goal, the ER, which is very key, the ER is you need to evaluate your goals and it should have a little bit of risk to it because you don't want to just be chilling in your comfort zone, right? You need to be in the habit of trying to stretch out of your comfort zone. You see the word I use, stretch out, not get out. So stretch into your comfort, stretch your comfort zone. So that is the basics of what we're going to be talking about. Now let's look at the different parts of our lives that we need to be setting goals and how we need to do that. So the first one, well, I'm a financial coach, so we're going to be talking about financial part of your life. You're going to have this template. You can print it out and brain dump all your dreams, the dream that you want for your life. Think to the future you. think about the future you, because look, you need, whenever you're setting plan and everything, you're not really setting plan for yourself now. You're setting plan for your future self, because whatever you do now will affect your future self. And if you make good plans now and you work towards them, your future self will be very grateful. So I always recommend my clients to always think about their future self as well. Whenever they're doing anything, think about your future self. So your future self now is brain dumping, financial goals. Dream big. If you're thinking, oh, I want to be able to save 12,000 pounds by the end of 2020, why not say 20,000 pounds by the end of 2021? Excuse me. If you want to save 12,000 pounds by the end of 2021, why not just say, I want to save 20,000 pounds by the end of 2021? That is one way to stretch your goals. Now, once you've written that down, you can use words, pictures. I actually recommend pictures and also videos. I'll be sharing with you. Well, in my master class, we do this video format and I share how to do that. Okay, now once you've thought about your financial goals, now next thing that you need to do is to list out 3 things that you want to achieve in your financial goals. So we know that you want to achieve 20,000 pounds by 2021, right? So that's one goal. Another goal financially could be, maybe you've got debt. You say that the amount of debt you've got, you want to maybe get out of debt. You write that down. And maybe you want to read books on finance. Maybe you say, I want to read 12 books by the end of 2021. So you write that down. 3, only 3 goals, 3. Then you list out the habits that you want to now start implementing for you to achieve those goals. So your habits, maybe to get out of debt, maybe you now start thinking, okay, maybe I need to eliminate certain things. I need to stop doing this, need to stop doing that, or I need to maybe start doing a side hustle or something like that. Maybe you say every Friday, I'm going to try to, well, I'm going to get a second job so that I can pay down my debt. Another habit will be, I will be saving £100 every month towards my goals. You got to calculate how much you got to save to be able to get £20,000. Now, this is just numbers that I'm saying, but okay, if we're going to make it like super duper realistic, let me just give you a scenario. So let's say you work and your take home pay is £2,000, right? Okay. And then you want your goal to be that at the end of 2021, you want to save that £12,000, right? Okay, so you know that you're going to have to be saving about £1,000 every month to get to your goals. So half of your paycheck is going towards saving. And remember, you have debt. If you have debt, I don't recommend you saving. You got to clear out your debt first. So you might say, okay, in order for me to be able to still achieve my £12,000 goal by the end of 2021 and still pay down my debt or my debt by 2021, how much debt do I have? Maybe if you have £5,000 worth of debt. So you say, okay, half of my paycheck is going towards saving for my savings, right? So now, £5,000, I need to find out where I'm going to get the £5,000. So you might say, okay, let me start a side hustle in which I can make £5,000. And then you do the maths, you calculate and see what side hustle that you can do to get you to have your debts paid off. So you now say, okay, I have to be waking up X hours, put that as a habit of successful people. They wake up at a certain time. They are consistent with everything that they do. Those are habits. You might say, okay, what are these habits? You want to implement them. Choose 3 that you want to do for your financial life. How are you going to get there? You might think, okay, I might want to have an accountability partner that will help me out. Or you might say, I want to watch YouTube videos. You might have that. That's how you're going to get there. Or you might be like, okay, I need to talk to my bank about, can we make a deal or something? Or to the people that you owe the money to, talk to them to see how they can help you to either reduce the debt that you have or come to some form of agreement so that you can achieve your goal for 2021. Can you see that's how it works, what you can do? So now you write down your why. In this section, write down your why. You want to actually achieve your desired future. So to have £12,000 in the bank and pay off your £5,000 worth of debt, worth of debt, you write that down, right? And then you now do your goals and your habits. Now the process, this is where you consider the systems that you will need to put in place for you to achieve your desired future. So what do you need to get there? I stay hinting on this one. Watching YouTube videos, you come up with 5 things. You come up with them and then you list them all out. And then how will you achieve it? You write that down. Come up with 5 things. Now, you might not come up with all the 5 things all at once, but at least write 3 things down initially. Write 3 things down. As the time goes by, more ideas will be coming to your mind, and then you write that down. Where do I need to go to get help? This is where I was talking about. You might want to get an accountability partner, or this would be a good opportunity for you to get a financial coach that will help you to achieve your goals, make you see what you're not seeing, right? That is one of the beauties of having a financial coach. Who do I need to help me to get there? You answer that question, and then why do I need this? You write that down. In your career as well, you do exactly the same thing. You picture your career, where you want to be, where you see yourself in the future, and you walk through the list exactly as it is, step by step. That is one way that this is something that you can do. Now, the third one is your health. You do the same thing for your health. Your spiritual life, you do the same thing for your spiritual life. Your family life, you do exactly the same thing for your family life. And your personal development, you do the same thing for personal development. Now, personal development sometimes is one that people kind of struggle with. They don't know what that is. But personal development is like the books that you want to read, the workshops you want to attend, CPD, things like that. Personal development is the side hustle that you want to do. Do you need training for that? Because look, even when you are on the journey to getting out of debt or growing your finances, like I prefer to say, there are so many skills you get to learn, so many skills you get to learn. And those skills, you can monetize them. So think on what you would like to develop in you. And now social, do you want to still carry on keeping in touch with friends? Do you want to keep, hanging out with people, going to theaters, cinemas, things, places like that? You write all of that down. You just visualize how you want your life to be. Now, let me share with you. So we'll pause here, and then I will share with you my own experience. My experience when I became intentional about getting out of debt and remaining debt free, what I did was I chose to learn as much as I could about finance. And I did that by volunteering my time to help people get out of debt. That is what I was doing. And I'm so glad I took that decision and I started to do it. One thing that I did learn from taking that step to get out of debt and remain debt free, I'm doing that by helping other people. I learned a lot of things. I learned how to manage myself. I realized that I am the CEO of my own life. Everything I had to manage, including my money. That made me to now seek ways to improve my life in all those aspects. The bits that I have shared with you, those were the bits that I chose to work on. And now it's one of the bits that is the one that you can work on for now, right? Start off with that bit and master it. I had a side hustle. I actually had 5 side hustles. It was real. It was real. Because I hated my student loan debt. I hated it with a passion, and I just wanted to get rid of it completely. You have to get to a place where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being in debt. Because when you're not sick and tired of being in debt, guess what? You're going to carry on being in debt. You're going to carry on looking for excuses and reasons to get back into debt. You're going to look for reasons to not grow your finances. There were days that I was so tired and I just wanted to just not even go and do anything. But I remember how I felt when I saw my student loan statement. I always kept my student loan statement in a place where I can see it, for it to remind me of the torture that it was inflicting on me. And that motivated me to go and carry on doing my side hustle, basically. That is one thing that I started to do. I started to go into self-development, personal development, career development. And learning all that, I started to monetize my skills. I shared this with Miss TMA. Miss TMA came to me. She was she was a lady that she was very similar to me, actually. She did what society wanted her to do, get the job, go to a good university, she did that. She got a job. After getting the job, she got married, and then she had children, started having children. But before all that, she was living the good life. After she finished university, she got a good job in London, and then she was making good money, and she was budgeting her money. She was allocating her money to the right things. You know, she'd go out to nice restaurants, travel, go on cruises with friends, family. She was enjoying her 20s, of course. She worked hard. She needs to do that. But then every time she will come back and she will see her bank statement in the red, overdraft. It was just stressing her out. She could not understand how she can be making good money, budgeting, but then getting overdraft. It was perplexing to her. Perplexing. She didn't understand it. Why is that happening to her? She didn't know what to do. So Miss TMA, she contacted me. She was actually in hospital when she contacted me. She was having she had a breakdown. And in her hospital bed, she kept thinking about her life and wondering what she's done with her life. She's done everything that university, that society actually wanted her to do. She went to university, she got a job, she's working her way up the work career ladder. She did everything right. She got married. So why is she going through this traumatic financial situation? She had enough, and she reached her stage of saying enough is enough. That's it. So she, like many people will do, they will set goals for themselves. And she wanted to be out of debt completely and not go back into debt again. So she contacted me, and I shared with her what I'm going to share with you now. So you're getting an extra bonus information from me today. I shared with her things that she should consider doing and implementing in her life. And she hired me as her coach, and we worked together. And this is what we did together. So, Miss TMA, oops. Okay, hopefully it should settle. So Miss TMA, excuse me, Miss TMA chose 3 areas that she wanted to improve in her life. And I'll be talking to you about the financial area of her life that she wanted to improve. I recommended that she take stock of her life and write down the 3 areas. So she wrote down the financial area as one of it. And you can do this. I can send this actually to you. This is one of the materials that you will get when you join the masterclass, when you join the master coaching that I will be sharing with you later on. Now, once she did that, then I encouraged her to take 10 minutes to spend on each of those areas and answer these questions. Now, some of these questions are repeats of the other questions that I shared with you, but in a more concise way. So, why do you want to improve in the area? How do you want to improve it? And who do you need to help you to move forward? She noted that down. And with this one, the financial part, she wrote that she needs a financial coach. And so that's when she chose to now hire me to help her to achieve that goal. So she did that. Remember, you choose 3 areas of your life that you want to focus on. So with the financial part, she got her, I mentioned that she needs to find her bank statement for the last 3 months. Last 3 months, note down how much she was bringing in and how much she was spending. You got to do this. You write that down. So I have included the templates for you to use And then I encouraged her to write her net worth, to figure out what her net worth was and write them down. What is her asset and what is her liability? We don't have enough time to go into what each of them means. Some things that you might think are assets are not actually assets, because you have productive assets and then the assets are not really that are liabilities, really disguised as assets. We don't have time to go through that. Now, get yourself a folder where you put all your financial documents, because you need to now start being intentional and organized with your financial life. So you create a system. This can either be the folder, physical folder, where you put all your receipts, your statements. If you still get statements, hard copy, you do that. Or if you're more digital, you open, a Dropbox or a Google Drive and open folder, label that financial documents, or you might have both and do both like that, okay, and list them out. Then now we're looking at spending. We've started looking at how she spends her money. There are different, the SOAR spending plan, type framework. Because when you are creating your YES plan, you have 3 things to consider. Work out your income and your spending, then you can create your YES plan. Your standard spending, so your 4 walls, make sure that that is sorted. Optional spending, one-off spending, so Christmas, birthdays, you list those down. Now, if you've got apps, you list out all your apps, how much you pay for your apps, the emails you want to keep, and then the rest you unsubscribe from them. You do that. So you review all your emails, all your app subscription, you review that. Then now you create yourself money rules. This is something that I encouraged Miss TMA to do. Create money rules. Money rules really does guide you. Having money rules really does help you. It helps you to stay focused and on purpose to achieving your goals and dreams. It does. And I encourage you to also do the same thing. So examples of money rules that Miss TMA came up with included things like, for example, she said, no more spending on credit. Not at all. She stopped getting herself into debt. That is the number 1 thing that you actually need to do. And overspending, if she overspent money in a particular category, she made sure that she underspent in another category. And she had like a spending sheet that you can have as a hard copy or you can have electronically. And then she'll just quickly note how much she spent in doing that. Another rule was home food, good for wallet. That was one of her rules. So you come up with your own rules. I encourage you to do that. For 2021, now is a good time to come up with good foundation for you to get to the next stage, for you to achieve your financial goals. This you can also apply to other areas of your life. You can do this. Now, this is just a snippet of what we do in the masterclass. We actually go a lot deeper in setting our life plan. We do a life plan. So we think, how would our life look like? What would it look like in 10 years' time? And even, what do we want to say in our, what do we want our obituary to say? Yeah, I know it sounds a bit morbid, but that's what we are intentional with our life. You've got to be intentional with your life. What do you want to leave behind? Because everybody's going to die at one point. So get used to it. Okay. So we plan that. We have a session where we do that. This is actually a 3-hour deep dive where we set out a whole map of our life. And then we break it down. So 10 years, 5 years, and then 1 year. I've shared with you a little bit about the 1 year, what you can do. Now, I want to invite you to join me on the Financial Growth Accelerator. Join me for the Financial Growth Accelerator, where we will be intentional with our life and intentional how we grow our finances. You know, with this plan that I've given you in setting your goals, there are things that you need to do to help you to achieve them. So one thing, after you've done all this, each morning, you need to have a morning routine. You know, when I talked about habits, each of my clients have habits that we do regularly. Your morning routine. So what we do is we read through our obituary plan. We read through our life plan, basically. And then we read a brief summary of our story. And then we look at our 10-year vision, a 5-year vision, and a 1-year vision. We look at that every single morning. You know what that does? It keeps us focused. It keeps our goals in our mind. And then now we break it down into monthly, into quarterly, and then monthly achievements, and then weekly achievement, and then daily achievements. We do that. And we have it in, we have the primary task that we need to do for that day, and then there's the secondary tasks that we need to do. So that is a sample of what the Financial Fixer Accelerator is all about. So we are the fixers. We're fixing our life, making sure that we are intentional with our life, that we are working towards what we really want to work towards, right? Okay, so now, why do I share this with you? Because I want to invite you to enroll for your financial growth party. Yeah, your financial growth party. In this financial growth party, we will get to really create a foundation. 7 steps to a great foundation to help you to grow and conquer your finances. And this step, it has changed many people's lives, and it has changed my life. It's something that I have been doing, and I have been debt free for quite a long time, since 2011 or 2012. And what I've just been doing now is growing my finances and helping people to grow their finance. I have been there. I understand the struggle. And that is why I want to invite you to walk this journey. Financial growth party, you're going to have that. And then after the financial growth party, then we'll be meeting up. You'll be involved you'll be in a group. So this is going to be a membership group where you can pay monthly. But if you give me just 1 minute, I will share with you something amazing that I'm doing. Because I know that a lot of people, you want to do better. You want to get back on track. 2020 perhaps has derailed you from your financial goals. And that's just, you could say it's not fair, but yeah, I suppose you could say that. You were working so hard, and then, bam, out of the blue, this happens to you. Let's get back on track. Let me help you get back on track. Okay, so that's a testimonial from one of my clients. And now I want to encourage you to do the work, to take the action. Because if you don't take the action, you'll carry on going round and round and round and round and round, and your debt will be growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So most people, they have no idea of how to organize their finances. Absolutely not. They feel stuck. They feel overwhelmed. They feel frustrated. In the financial growth accelerator or financial fixer accelerator, you will be able to manage your money, especially if you feel that it's impossible for you to manage your money. You'll be able to do that. If you're struggling with budgeting, you will have your yes plan. Your yes plan. Saying yes to yourself more often than saying no to yourself. If you are looking for someone that has been there, that knows the struggles, that you can trust, then take the next step. Enroll for the Financial Growth Accelerator. Let's get you to your goals and dreams. Let's get you there. I have helped people to achieve their goals by helping them create goals for themselves. It's a personalized goal. And you get to make an input, really. I'm not really going to tell you what to do. I'm going to guide you to achieve that goal. What you need is someone to really steer you in the right direction, hold you accountable. And I want to be that person for you. So you get more templates that you can use to add if you run out of any. These are all the templates. You will get all that. Enroll now for your financial growth party. Right now, you're going to be getting a 50% discount. Go and click the link that you see on your screen and grab your 15%, your 50% discount. This is a limited offer because it's going to go up. The 31st of December is when this offer ends. So I encourage you to grab it now. And if you grab it now, you're locked in for life. You pay that amount for life. Yes. Let's get on track in 2021. Let's make 2021 an epic year for you. I want to be there. I want to be reading your emails telling me that, wow, Gospel, I am debt free. I have money in my bank account flowing. Just picture yourself. Let's picture ourselves 10 years from now. What are you doing 10 years from now? I remember when I did this 10 years ago. The life I am living now, I created it 10 years ago. 2010. In 2009, had gone through the most traumatic year of my life. And I sat down and I wrote in one of my journals how I wanted my life to be in 10 years' time. And I'm living that life. If you want to hear full details of that story, I shared that is a very personal story. Even thinking about it now is making me a bit emotional. But things that we've gone through or we are going through now, when we look back at it, you'll be glad you went through them. Because you know what? It has really prepared you for today. Yeah. So grab your spot. Grab your spot in the Financial Growth Accelerator and let's start making the rest of your life the best one yet. You know, you might be thinking, oh my goodness, how am I going to be able to afford this? Click the link and join, because people who pay attention, people actually pay attention to what they pay for. I could give you everything for free, but you know what? You're not going to do anything about it. You're not going to do anything. Your life is going to be the same. And I don't want you to carry on living that roller coaster lifestyle. No, enough is enough. Don't you agree? Enough is enough. Let's start growing our finances, and I'll be sharing with you many more things. So let's round this up with some cool music. Let's dance this out. I'm wishing you ongoing success. You take care.